Shout out to Money Brown, man. Respect Junior. Boy, Money Brown, he get a lot of money. That's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV and keep punching, baby.
Yo, what's going on at the fight? Well, this your boy Money back with another one, fam. And this one here is on two big dogs in this fight game. We got Teofimo Lopez, the two-division world champion, a former unified champion, one of the most colorful, personalities in the sport of boxing right now today. Then we have Gervonta Tank Davis, that killer that gorilla from Baltimore, the undefeated three-division world champion, arguably the face of boxing outside of Canelo Alvarez, a pound-for-pound fighter, one of the most talked about young stars in the game today. And we all know how Gervonta Tank Davis get down, man. Mr. Knockout Man himself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, we all know Gervonta Tank Davis got a rematch coming on with Lamont Roach. We know it's at 135. And we all know Tank want to go out there be a way better Gervonta Tank Davis, than the last fight where a lot of people thought he lost the fight. A lot of people felt like he was making excuses when he took the knee. You know how boxing can be so controversial nowadays. You know what I mean? You got to take what comes with it. But if he get past Lamont Roach, we all know Tank has big names on the table, right? A lot of talk with him and Jake Paul. Got a video coming on that. But a fight with Tank and Teofimo Lopez will be a fucking mega fight. And I'm going to keep it trill. I'm going to keep it real. A lot of people want to see Teo get his ass knocked out. A lot of people want to see Teo and Tank at 135. Right? When people was talking about the four kings and things of that nature. And Tank can go out there, if he can get T up out the way, it'll be a big name up on his resume, because a lot of people feel like Tank's resume don't have, a name on there for as a Devin Haney, a Shakur Stevens, and Teofimo Lopez, right? You got Ryan Garcia, where a lot of people trying to discredit nowadays. Teofimo Lopez just apologized to Turkey Al-Sheikh. We all know what he said about calling him a dictator, but he didn't use the word D-I-C. He put the K at the end, trying to say that something was fruity about the man and things of that nature. And he was calling Turkey, trying to say the man was kind of, a homosexual and things of that nature. A bunch of word shit Teofimo Lopez be on. A lot of people see the word shit that he be on. I personally dislike everything that he's been doing. He's been doing a lot of immature shit, but he knows what he's doing. He's not a little kid. He knows exactly what he's doing, so he got to take responsibility for his action. Inside the ring, T.O. is another story. Hell of a fighter. You got to respect his fight skills. You got to respect, him willing to fight the best. A lot of people feel like it's cap when somebody want boots and Terrence Crawford, things like that. But I still feel like it's room for Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis. And it has to be at 140 pounds. It has to be at 140. I think T.O. can still make 140. I think Tank can go up to 140. I feel like they can make this fight happen. And I feel like it'll be a big-time fight, a mega deal type fight. Now, we don't know what Tank is thinking about his future. A lot of people think he's talking about retirement. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like him saying he want to fight Jake Paul is a retirement fight because he'll make some good-ass money fighting the Jake Paul fight, but I don't even know if they'll sanction that fight or not. One thing Tank got to worry about right now is a Lamont Roach fight. That's the only fight he got to focus on, because if he don't get past Lamont, it's going to be a lot of things going on in the sport of boxing. It's going to be a lot of people jumping on Tank and trying to say he X, Y, and Z. But, like I say, he get past Lamont Roach, man. It's a lot of names out there for Gervonta Tank Davis to take on to make some life-changing money because of who he is and who the other person is to give us a mega fight on the pay-per-view. Now, I want to see Tank and T.O. I always wanted to see Tank and T.O. I always feel like that was the best fight out of all four kings. I feel like it's an entertaining fight. I feel like it's an action-packed fight. And I feel like we can get some real thunder and leather going on. And I always felt like Tank can knock T.O. out. I still feel like that right now, right? But I do think T.O. give Tank a challenge. I think T.O. is bigger. I think he hit hard like you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the hardest punch that Tank probably would have faced up to this date, just in my opinion. But T.O. has to be willing, he has to be ready, and he has to be on point. You know what I mean? We seen him lose to George Kambosos. A lot of people felt like he lost to Kern. A lot of people felt like he lost to my one guy, can't get his name right now, but a lot of people feel like he lost 3 times, right? I'm only going to say he lost 1 time. I can't say that he lost 3 times because his record reflects he only has 1 loss on his record. And you only go off of what the record say. Regardless of how you feel, the judge has seen it the other way. Now with Teofimo coming out with all this racist shit that he's been doing, all this word shit, he has to put these antics aside. He got to kick that shit away, and he has to be realistic about what's going on in his life and in his career and start taking it more serious, because he see how Turkey just did him, right? Made him apologize, kick him to the curb, or he can miss out on a whole lot of money. Now my thing is this, because a lot of these cats out here, they be hating on Turkey all the sheep, right? I get on Turkey when he do something bad, but I get Turkey credit if he do something good. A lot of these cats can't get credit where credit is due. But since they think Turkey is no good for Tank and Tank is not working with Turkey all the sheep, could Godfather Al make this fight a possibility? Possibility for my niggas and me, and that's the way life is supposed to be. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but nonetheless, right? Could they make this fight come to fruition with Godfather Al, bro? I feel like it's a possibility. It's going to be up to Gervonta Tank Davis to want to take this opportunity, because one thing I got to be realistic about, and we all got to be realistic about this, bro. Let's just be 100 around the bush. If Tank talking about going up to fight a fucking Jake Paul, you can fight at 140 again. If you're talking about to go up to fight Jake Paul, you're going up bigger than 140. You have to put more weight on than coming in at 140 pounds. You have to bring your ass in at least 150 to 160. That's just, to even make the sanctioning bodies even consider or even think about making a fight, you know what I'm saying, with you and Jake, even though they're going to make it an exhibition about things of that nature. We know how that shit go. But nonetheless, right? But when we look at the situation with him and Teofimo Lopez, bro, I feel like this is a hell of a fight. I feel like this fight would be one of them ones that have the boxing world buzzing. And I mean buzzing, cousin. You feel what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, he know how to talk, run his mouth. He talk a whole lot of shit. He talk a whole lot of shit. To where he make a whole lot of people want to see him get his ass knocked out. And then he'll have his fan base that want to see him win and try to knock out Gervonta Tank Davis. I believe he can make Tank talk more than anybody ever made Tank talk. Even though Tank is certain dudes that he don't like, and once he don't like you, he can start running his mouth, right? But I think the way Teo talk, because he can't shut the hell up to save his life, right? Like he got ADHD or some shit. I feel like that'll make Tank start talking as well. You feel me? Then with everything that he said in the past and all that shit, I think all that'll play a part, in making Tank go out there and talk. And we know the more talking, the more seriousness, the more that you promote, the more antics and things of that nature get into it at the press conferences, make for more pay-per-views sold, made for more people want to come and see the fight, which this fight would be sold out. Like that's hands down like 630, like my brother Tommy will say. You feel me? That'll sell this fight out. So if they can make that happen, bro, I feel like this could be a big thing for boxing. A big thing for boxing, bro. You know what I mean? Now I want to see all these fake-ass Tank fanatics, like they really, really big Tank fans, start talking about these caliber of fights with Gervonta Tank Davis, because these the fights that Tank got to be in now. It is what it is. Tank has to fight the likes of the Shakurs, the Devins, the T.O.s. You know what I'm saying? He has to get these big fights in, the Keyshawn Davis. These are the fights you got to get in now at this stage in your career, because you're getting older. You're not getting younger, you're getting older, bro. You're in your 30s now. So now it's time to put on for the big fight and get the big Bridgie, and then start thinking about leaving the sport. You know what I'm saying? But it's time for these caliber of fights now. You know what I'm saying? These the fights I want to see Tank in before they start edging themselves out. So when I look at this situation, man, I think this is very possible. Teofimo Lopez, I believe in my heart, will jump up and down for a Gervonta Tank Davis fight, because you know what that brings to the table for him. And I believe it'll be up to Tank to want a Teofimo Lopez fight at 140 pounds for the people, for the fans, for the sport, to keep the sport alive. These are the fights we should be talking about now. But let's see if it can come to fruition. Like I say, Tank got Lamont Roach, next. T.O., he gonna have a fight for him next. Let's hope he don't start trying to jump up too big, to where he can't make 140 anymore, so we can get these caliber fights. But this one of the fights that I want to see with Gervonta Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. One hell of a fight. Let's pray for it. Shouts out to both of these dudes. Money be on to the next.